You won't believe how a peaceful morning turned into a scene straight out of a nightmare for one elderly man. Imagine this. You wake up, find your pride and joy, a garden greenhouse. You built yourself smashed to bits, with hateful words spray painted across your fence. Yeah, that happened to 79-year-old Walter Jenkins, a quiet veteran who just wanted to live in peace. But what happened next, man? That's where things got real. Walter wasn't the type to make waves. He'd seen more battles overseas than most people could imagine. And back home, he kept his head down, tended to his garden, and kept going. But this morning, as he stood there with calloused hands and broken heart, the words on the fence hit him like a punch. Know your place. You can't just brush off something like that, especially when it's not just about property damage, it's about your dignity. So Walter did what most of us would. He went down to the sheriff's office, not with anger, but with quiet resolve. He wanted someone to listen, someone to care. Instead, he ran into Deputy Luke Carter, a guy whose smile didn't reach his eyes, and who barely glanced up when Walter spoke. Vandalism. Huh. Someone scribbled a frown face. Carter sneered. Like Walter was just making it all up. You know, that kind of not my problem attitude. Walter held his ground, explained the damage, the shattered glass, the stomped tomato vines, and yes, the hateful message. But Carter, he wasn't having it. The deputy's boredom turned darker. He pulled out a can of red spray paint, and before Walter could even react, the cop sprayed right across Walter's head, red streaks dripping down, marking him like a target. The waiting room went silent, and for a moment, you could hear the heartbeat of every person inside. But Walter, with all his years of endurance, didn't break. Instead, he pulled out his old flip phone, the kind you keep because it still works, and called someone his godson, Marcus. Now, Marcus wasn't just family. He was a federal investigator known for not taking crap from anyone, especially when it came to injustice. When Marcus showed up, the whole station's energy shifted. He knelt beside Walter, steady and calm, and looked Deputy Carter right in the eye. You thought you could humiliate my godfather and get away with it. Think again. What followed was a storm no one saw coming. Footage was pulled. Witnesses spoke up. Even the young deputies who'd been too scared to say anything before stepped forward. The chief of police issued a formal apology. Investigations were launched, and the story rippled through the town like wildfire. No more ignoring the problem. No more hiding behind badges. But here's the twist. It wasn't just about punishment. Marcus helped Walter rebuild that garden fresh wood fence. New plants, and a whole community coming together. Letters poured in from neighbors, veterans, even strangers who said, "You showed us how to fight back without losing your soul." Walter didn't want a spotlight, just respect. Respect he earned serving his country and living quietly for decades. Now, picture this. The rebuilt garden stands proud under the warm sun. Tomatoes heavy on the vine, peppers standing tall, and Walter, sitting on a bench wide enough for two, quietly sipping his morning coffee. He looks out and says, "You think this change is permanent?" The wind stirs the leaves. The neighborhood hums with cautious hope. But the question hangs there, because true change takes more than one day. One story, one fight. So, what do you think? Was justice served? Or is this just a small step in a much longer journey? Drop your thoughts below. Have you ever seen someone quietly stand up and change everything? How should communities handle moments like this? Let's get real and honest in the comments. If this story hit you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because sometimes, the quietest battles make the loudest echoes.